What's up, everybody? My name is Jacob Hardison, and today we're doing a track walk. So over the past couple weeks, as you probably already could tell, we haven't been putting any videos out, and that is for a very good reason. We have been working very, very hard on getting not one, but 2 tracks ready for the Invitational this year. Today, we're going to do a track walk of our indoor facility, and then a little bit later on, once we get the outdoor track totally squared away, we're going to do a track walk on that. So let's jump straight into things here, and we'll give you a tour track walk of the indoor track. So we'll spin you around here, and we'll give you a quick just pan overview of things. And we will get started, of course, on our front straightaway as per usual. So I do have the numbers painted, and you'll notice throughout this video I've got plenty of AR logos painted. So coming down the straightaway, we of course have the loop at the very end of it, just like we always do. And you're going to make a right-hand turn into a double. Now, this double is technically an angle, but the only reason for that is because it's a diagonal rather than parallel with the back end of the track. So you will come, you're going to make just a little bit more than a 90, and then you will go into our very first turn, which is going to then go to our very first double. So we've got our first of many, well, our second, I guess, AR logos. First for the actual main lap itself. So you'll come over this double. Should be pretty easy. It's not super duper long, not super duper tall, but you'll come over that first, and then you will continue into our first part of our tabletop section. So you'll continue to make a right-hand turn all the way around as you go over the jump, and then after you land, and then you're going to go into this tabletop. Now you're going to pop on the table. So like I said, that double there is at a slight angle. So you'll finish your kind of sweeping turn, then you'll pop up, and then you'll drop off. Now, as we come down here, what you're going to notice is that the drop off is actually slightly different than the lane itself. So I am in line with the lane right now, and now I am in line with the drop off of the table. But if you're right on that inside, kind of the point where the AR is on the bottom, you actually will follow a racing line that is going to be in line with that drop off. After that, you're going to make a hard left into this massive tabletop, and I'm actually going to come around on the straightaway here. So I did measure this. It measured right about to my knee, so that's going to be roughly 22, 24 inches, and it's so tall, we had to build a wall. So that way we could actually get our full lane width on our front straight. So you've got quite a bit of elevation here. You're gonna have a nice smooth go coming up. Then you'll make a left-hander 90 into the first drop of our staircase. Then as you come down the staircase, you'll have a second drop. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I will walk up on top of our tabletop. This is going to be the tallest point of the track. So to go over, you're gonna come down the straightaway, over the double, keep sweeping around, pop on and down this smaller portion of the tabletop. Then you'll have a nice smooth transition up into that left hand, and then you will drop down and drop down once again. Then you're going to make a left-hander into our skip double. Had a little bit of a extra paint on there, but nothing that's gonna hurt anything at all. So you'll have a skip. Now this is going to be a little bit more aggressive of a skip compared to what we've had in the past. So in the past, normally you'd come out full throttle and then use the suspension to pop you off that skip. But in this case, you'll probably actually come up, let off a little bit so you can stay on this downside a little bit, and then use that momentum to pop you up and over to our lander. Now, something that you're not going to be able to see in the video, but something that I have talked about before, this whole area here is actually a high spot. So as you're jumping towards us this way, you're actually jumping slightly uphill. You'll come to your lander here into a 90, which then goes to a ski jump, kinda. Just super easy, nothing that's going to be like super poppy. just enough to give you a little bit of lift into our banked turn. Not quite a bowl because I didn't go all the way around, but it is banked all the way down till maybe that little bit right there is kind of flattish. But other than that very teeny bit on the inside there, realistically, you're going to be riding the bank. And because you're carrying speed off of this, naturally, you're going to kind of go up it a little bit. So I think the racing line is actually not going to be right here. I think it's going to be here-ish. So you'll still get a little bit of that bowl action. And what I like about this is it allows for some different racing opportunities, because if somebody does dive to the inside, you could try jump up to the kind of top-ish of the bowl and then slingshot them as you come into this little short chute. And then as you come through the short chute, you'll have another 90 here, which is going to go into our final double of the track. And again, from this point of view, it doesn't look super big, but if we come from the side, it's got some good height to it, but it is going to be slightly deceiving because, again, this is a high spot. So this is actually jumping slightly downhill compared to what normally would be. So you'll jump off of that into a nice drawn out lander here. Give you an idea of what you're looking at from the lander point of view. You'll drop down, you'll have plenty of landing space. I believe that this lane here from that pipe to that pipe is definitely bigger than our normal 13. So you'll have plenty of opportunity to land, hit the brake, and turn around. But of course, the most ideal is going to be as tight to that pipe as possible. And then you can kind of see, if I get down low here, this is going to be an off-camber turn as well. So I kind of drug the lander out towards the back side of the track. And then you'll go into a switchback short chute, which brings you over our next, well, one of the next AR logos. So very, very small short chute. I wanted to do just this back side of the track very simple because it is the farthest point on the track. It is the most difficult to see. So by doing the easiest stuff in the back, it makes it to where everybody can have fun racing without having to worry about doing some crazy feature in the back of the track. Then you'll come around to, of course, another 180 because it is a switchback, and you'll end off with this just nice, easy roller, give it a little bit of suspension, give you an idea there. I don't know what the exact height on that is going to be. I want to say it's roughly a foot-ish. It should be just about as tall as that second step there. But again, I don't know exact, but I can tell you that that big tabletop is in fact just about 2 foot tall. So you'll come around off this roller, which will give you a nice boost to sweep onto the main straightaway on the, what is going to be the left side of the track. No, sorry, the right side of the track on the driver's stand. And then you will zoom down here, nice high power, high speed section. And that will bring you to our grid. Because I have so much flat space over here, I did expand the grid out further than what it normally would be. That way, when we go into turn 1, which of course is a double, we don't have as much cluster issue. So then you'll sweep onto the straightaway here in the very front part of the track. So I'll give you a view. You'll have all of this of just super duper high speed into that double. And I'm going to walk up on the driver's stand, give you guys a full view, and then we'll kind of give you an idea of the entire track layout together. So we'll take a little trip up to the top of our stand here. And you can get a much better idea of the track. This is going to be definitely a little busier compared to some of our other tracks. A lot less dead space. So we'll start on this straightaway here. You're going to come sweep down into the loop, which is also going to be turn 1. You'll go over that diagonal double. Takeoff and lander are at the same angle as one another, but it's diagonal, which makes it kind of angled double-ish. Then you'll pop up and down this tabletop, and then you'll have a nice smooth transition to the nice tall table. Step, step, make a left into the skip double. Then you'll make a right into the ski jump back there, into our nice big bank turn, which is banked all the way down to the pipe just about. Make a 90 into our final downhill double, into the switchback short chute, You can see from here, again, because it's the farthest point, the visual isn't as great. Again, which is why I put a super simple flat short chute and then put a roller on the back so it kind of elevates that back lane. And then you'll end off with coming down the straightaway once again. So this is, of course, going to be our 10 scale track for the Invitational weekend, or a reserve track in case the outdoor track gets rained for whatever reason. But it looks like it's going to be a beautifully spectacular weekend, so we shouldn't have any issues there. And then, of course, this will be the layout for the fall series, and we'll probably do a change right around the January, February area. So thank you for checking out this year's 10 scale Invitational track, and we will see you again very shortly with an 8 scale track walk.